Hello, Harmony Heroes. Welcome back to the Music in Our Homeschool podcast. I'm your host, Gena Mayo, and today we're diving into a story that's really close to my heart, one that started about 11 years ago when my own kids were studying 20th century history. Like many of you, I wanted their history studies to be well-rounded, not just memorizing names and dates, but also the culture, the art, and of course, the music of the time. Because history isn't just about wars, presidents, or inventions. It's also about the songs people sang, the concerts they attended, and the music that reflected what was happening around them in their world. So during one summer, I sat down and began researching. I spent weeks gathering materials, listening to music, reading biographies, and creating lesson plans. And when fall rolled around, I brought it all together in a music appreciation course for our Tapestry of Grace homeschool co-op. That year, I taught 20th century music appreciation to kids in grades kindergarten through 12th grade, split up into K through 6th graders together and 7th through 12th graders together. It was a joy to see their eyes light up when they recognized a jazz standard or laughed at a quirky modern piece that broke all the traditional rules. Fast forward to today, and that little co-op class has grown into something much bigger. I've transformed it into a self-paced course called 20th Century Music Appreciation for high school. I published it at the highest level so that high schoolers can use it for fine arts credit, but it can also be simplified way down to kindergarten, as I did at our own co-op. Let me just say, it's truly become the best resource I know for teaching music history right alongside 20th century history. If you are a homeschooler looking for ways to easily and affordably include a quality music education in your homeschool, you've come to the right place. This is the Music in Our Homeschool podcast. I'm Gena Mayo, homeschooling mom of 8 and music teacher for over 30 years. What makes the 20th Century Music Appreciation course so special? Well, first of all, it's self-paced. You and your students, or your teens alone, can go through it at whatever speed fits your family. If you want to savor it over a full semester or a full year, you can. Or you can even take it slower and stretch it out even longer. That works too. Second, it's yours forever. Once you purchase the course, you always have access. That means you can use it again later when your younger students are older. You can revisit lessons whenever you want to down the road. And it's flexible. As I mentioned earlier, it works for all ages. While I designed it for high schoolers who can earn a half credit in fine arts just by completing the course, it's easily adaptable for younger kids. Grades K through 8 can enjoy the listening examples, notebooking pages, and videos without the pressure of high school requirements, which mostly just means that they're listening to more of the music. And if you are part of a homeschool co-op or even a private school, there is a license option, so you can use it in a group setting just like I did at my homeschool co-op. Oh, and did I mention it's fun too? This is not dry textbook learning. Every lesson includes embedded videos so that students can hear the music right away. They can watch the instruments playing the music. You don't have to search on YouTube or scramble for CDs. It's all right there ready for you to click, enjoy, and not do any prep ahead of time. So what will your students learn? Let me give you a little taste of what's inside the course. We start with the early 20th century. This is when John Philip Sousa was writing his marches and Scott Joplin was writing his ragtime pieces, lively rhythms that made people want to dance. Then we move on to jazz, big band, and rock and roll, and then even the development of musical theater. Composers like George Gershwin from the 20s and Andrew Lloyd Webber from the 80s. Students will also meet towering figures like Puccini, who carried opera into the 20th century, Mahler, whose symphonies stretched the imagination, and Shostakovich, who composed under the terrifying shadow of Stalinist Russia. And of course, we don't skip Bernstein, whose West Side Story brought opera, Broadway, and jazz together in an unforgettable masterpiece. From symphonies to piano concertos to the wild experiments of Schoenberg and Philip Glass to the cinematic brilliance of movie scores from John Williams, the course covers the vast, colorful landscape of the 20th century. So why would you want to study 20th century music alongside 20th century history? The answer is simple. The arts always reflect the times. Think about it. The protest songs of the 1960s weren't written in a vacuum. They were direct responses to the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights era. The Jazz Age couldn't have flourished without the cultural shifts of the Roaring Twenties. And the haunting music of composers living under Nazi Germany or Stalin's Soviet Union, those notes carried the weight of real fear and depression. Studying music alongside history helps students see that connection, that what people create is always influenced by what they're living through. It makes history come alive. And honestly, I can't think of a better way to teach history than by listening to the music written by people who lived that history. It adds depth, emotion, and understanding in a way that a textbook alone never could. So if your homeschool is getting ready to study modern history, or if your high schooler needs a fine arts credit, I would love for you to check out the 20th Century Music Appreciation course. You can see this course link as well as the other music history courses I've created at the accompanying blog post to this episode. Just find the link in the show notes. Thanks for joining me today, Harmony Heroes. Keep bringing music into your homeschool. It will enrich not only your kids' education, but also their hearts and minds.